students. Today we'll be studying the last part of this chapter, law of motion. The name of this part is gravitation. So let us start. How he has discovered it. Newton's law of gravitation was discovered while he was watching an apple fallen from a tree. Watching an apple falling from a tree, the force that pulls the apple to the ground was the same with which the apple attracts the earth. Okay. Apple is falling means what? There might be some sort of force of the earth due to which apple is falling. Due to this phenomenon only, Newton has discovered many laws. Okay, Newton has said that in this law that each and every object will be pulling, has the pulling power towards it. Take for example, this book is trying to pull this pen, as well as this pen is also trying to pull this book. Okay, but none of them is succeeding. Okay, the force with which they are pulling is called as gravity. The force with which they are pulling is called as gravity. So each and every object around us is having this force that is called as gravitation. All object experiences an attraction towards all objects in the universe. So gravitational force basically depends upon these two factors: mass of two objects and distance between the two objects. So let us find out how they are dependent. Gravitational force and mass. Earth attracts an apple. Earth attracts elephant more than a cat. Earth attracts elephant more than a cat. Can you tell me why? Elephant's mass is more, whereas cat's mass is less. So what does it states? More the mass, more is the gravitational force. Similarly, Earth attracts coconut more than an apple. Earth's gravitational force is greater than that of the moon. Why? Because again, Earth's mass is greater than that of the moon. So gravitational force increases with mass. More the mass, more will be the gravitational force. Less the mass, less will be the gravitational force. So it can be denoted by this one. Gravitational force is directly proportional to the product of the masses, where m1 and m2 are the two masses separated by some distance. So they are directly proportional to the product of the masses. More the mass, more will be the gravitational force. Gravitational force and distance. Gravity between you and the earth is greater than the gravity between you and the sun. You are on the earth, so gravitational force between you and the earth will be greater because you are at a maximum distance. You are at the least distance. As the distance is least, so gravitational force is maximum. Whereas the distance between you and sun is maximum, so gravitational force is also minimum. So this formula states us that F, or the gravitational force, is inversely proportional to distance square. As it is inversely proportional, what does it states? As the distance increases, gravitational force decreases. Okay, as both are inversely proportional. So it is denoted by this formula. F is inversely proportional to distance square. More the distance, less is the gravitational force. Over here, diagram is there. Gravitational force is very small for smaller masses. Gravitational force is larger for larger masses, and gravitational force is very less if the distance is more. More the distance, less is the gravitational force. Now based on this all phenomenon, he has given one law, that is universal law of gravitation. Force of attraction between any two material particle is directly proportional to, first one, product of the masses of the particle. Second, inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Inversely proportional. Okay, it acts along the line joining the two particles. So with the help of first statement, what do we get? F is directly proportional to m1 m2, and with the help of second statement, what do we get? F is inversely proportional to 1 upon r square. If we combine both of them, we will be getting F is proportional to m1 m2 upon r square. This is proportionality. If we remove this proportionality sign, we will be getting constant. This G is called gravitational constant, or constant of proportionality, and constant of proportionality is called gravitational constant. Its value is 6.67 and to 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. You have to learn this value as well, because in the exam they might ask you this value. What is the value of G along with the SI unit? You have to learn this. Factors of gravitational force. What all are the factors? Gravitational force is always attractive, it is never repulsive, it will always try to pull the object. It is directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Now, based on laws of gravitation, Newton has given various phenomena happening in our day-to-day life. First one, motion of the planet around the sun. Newton was able to prove this, as well as motion of the moon or any satellite around the earth, as well as the motion of a freely falling body. Force due to gravitation. What does it mean? Force with which earth attracts a body is called as a force due to gravitation on the body. The force due to gravitation on a body of mass m. Take for example, this is the earth. This is the earth. Earth's mass is capital M and earth's radius is capital R, and we are keeping one object on the earth whose mass is small m. So the force between this object and the earth can be given by this formula, that is F is equals to G m1 m2 upon r square. So it can be m1. This formula can again be written F is equals to G. In place of m1 we can write small m, that is the mass of that object. In place of m2 we can write capital M, that is the mass of the earth. And in place of r square we can write capital R, that is the radius of the earth. Okay. So we can find out the force by which mass of 1 kg is getting attracted to the mass of the earth, that is 5.96 into 10 raised to 24. This is the mass of the earth. You don't have to learn these values, as well as this is the radius of the earth. After substituting these two values in the formula, that is F is equals to G m small m capital M upon r square. Okay, this G is gravitational constant, so its value is always 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. This capital M is a mass of the earth. This capital M is a mass of the earth, and this small m's value is already 1 kg. So we are substituting 1 kg over here, and R is the radius of the earth. R is what? Radius of the earth. After substituting this all values, you don't have to solve it as well. You should only know the force by which mass of 1 kg is getting attracted towards the earth is 9.8 Newton. What does it state us? Earth attracts a body of mass 1 kg by a force of 9.8 Newton towards its center. Acceleration due to gravity. Whenever any object is falling down, take for example this object is thrown, it will fall down. So at that time it is also having some sort of acceleration, but this acceleration has been created due to gravitational force. So this name has been given as acceleration due to gravity. Okay, it is also one type of acceleration only. It is the acceleration produced in a freely falling body due to a gravitational force of attraction of the earth. I hope that everybody has understood. So let us proceed. Now we will see the relation between small g and capital G. Small g is what? Gravitational acceleration or acceleration due to gravity, and gravitational constant G, capital G. Small g and capital G. Small g and capital G are very important, so we should know the difference between both of them. Capital G's value is constant everywhere. It is called as a universal gravitational constant. Capital G's value is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. It is same everywhere. Small g's value is 9.8 meter per second square, which we take constant only in the earth. Okay, you might be knowing small g's value also changes from equator to the poles as well, but overall we take the value as 9.8 meter per second square. But g's value goes on changing with location. Means if you go to the different parts of the universe, small g's value will go on changing. Now we will see, we will try to define small g in terms of capital G. Okay, we are assuming that small mass is there whose mass is m. Mass of this earth is me. Radius of this earth is denoted by re. Okay, so whatever mass is kept at the earth, whatever mass is kept at the earth, at the surface of the earth, will be feeling some sort of weight. Its weight can be denoted as Fg. This weight is also equal to gravitational force. So it can be denoted as Fg is equals to m into g, where m is the mass of this object, g is the acceleration due to gravity. Again, gravitational force can also be denoted as, this formula can be written as Fg is equals to g m m e upon r e square, r e square, where this me is denoting mass of the earth, this re is denoting radius of the earth, and this m is a mass which is kept at the surface of the earth. ठीक है. But you will see that Fg, gravitational force, is also equal to m into g. So in this place, what we can substitute m into g, we can substitute m into g is equal to g m e r e square. This m and this m will get cancelled. So ultimately small g, just 1 minute. So small g can be represented as capital G me upon re square. Now we can find out acceleration due to gravity on the earth. While we take 9.8, we can take the mass of the earth as 5.96 into 10 raised to 24, radius of the earth is 6.37 into 10 raised to 6. So acceleration due to gravity on the earth, g of earth is equal to gm upon r square. This formula we have derived in the previous slide only. So g is value is constant, m is the mass of the earth which we are taking, r is the radius of the earth which we are substituting. After substituting this all values, we will be getting acceleration due to gravity on the earth, that is 9.8 meter per second square. If we want to find out acceleration due to gravity on the moon, then g's value will be same, m will be mass of the moon which we are substituting, r is the radius of the moon, that also we are substituting. After substituting, we will be getting acceleration due to gravity on the moon is 1.6 meter per second square. So by comparing acceleration due to gravity on the earth and acceleration due to gravity on the moon, you will find that acceleration due to gravity on the moon is 1/6 of acceleration due to gravity on the earth. Due to this only, whenever astronauts go to the moon, they are not able to move from here to there, because they are basically not able to stand. They are supposed to jump in order for moving from one place to another. Now freely falling body, whenever the object is falling freely, it is called as a freely falling, and we are assuming that object is falling and initially its velocity is equal to 0, means object is thrown from rest, so u is taken as 0, and acceleration as this object is falling down, so acceleration can be replaced as h, acceleration due to gravity can be replaced as g, acceleration due to gravity can be replaced as g. We are knowing the equation, we will be substituting this all values in the three equation of motion. First equation what we are having, v is equals to u plus a t, s is equals to ut plus, just 1 minute, ut plus half, just 1 minute, I am getting confused. Let me write this again, then you will be able to understand. Okay, s is equals to ut plus half a t square, and last equation is what, v square is equals to u square plus 2as. Okay, so first equation u is equals to 0, so this term will go away. In place of a, what we have to substitute, g. In place of a, what we have to substitute, g. So we will be getting v is equals to g t. Next equation is what, s is equals to ut plus half a t square. Again u is equals to 0, so this term will not be there. S has been replaced by h. S has been replaced by h. तो यहाँ पे h आ जाएगा. h is equals to a. In place of a, what we can write, g. So we will be writing h is equals to half g t square. Next equation, v square is equals to u square. This term will not be there, go away. Plus 2as. In place of a, what we can substitute, g, and in place of s, what we can substitute, h. So we will be getting v square is equals to 2gh. Now whenever the object is falling down and object is having some sort of initial velocity, whenever the object is falling down, we have to substitute a as plus g, acceleration as plus g. and it is having initial velocity. So the formula will be v is equals to u plus gt, h is equals to ut plus half gt square, v square is equals to u square plus 2gh. Okay, try to understand. Whenever the object is moving towards the gravity, it is taken as plus g towards the ground. Whenever the object is moving against gravity, accelerations due to gravity's value will go on decreasing. Okay, so a is substituted as minus g. Again, this equation will be v is equals to u minus gt, h is equals to ut minus half gt square, v square is equals to u square minus 2gh. Now we will see the difference between mass and weight. We will see the difference between mass and weight. What is mass? Mass is a property of the matter. It is same all over. Weight depends on the effect of gravity. Weight increases or decreases. Mass can never be equal to 0. Weight can be equal to 0. Mass does not changes according to the location. Weight changes. Mass is a scalar quantity. Weight is a vector quantity, and it is always directed towards the center of the earth. Weight can be measured by using ordinary balance. Mass can be measured by using ordinary balance. Weight is measured by using spring balance. Mass SI unit is gram, kilogram. Weights SI unit is Newton, as it is force only. Difference between mass and weight. Mass is a scalar, its SI unit is kilogram. Weight is a vector, its SI unit is Newton, and it is always directed towards the center. SI unit and CGS unit of weight is Newton and dyne only. So relation between them is same as that of the force, that is 1 Newton as 10 raised to 5 dyne. Relation between weight and mass, that is W is equals to m into g. Whatever weight is there, whatever weight of u is equals to mass of u into acceleration due to gravity. So W is equals to m into g. Now there is a gravitational unit of force. In MK system, the gravitational unit of force is called kilogram force, kgf. So 1 kilogram force is a force due to gravity. 1 kilogram force is what? It is a force due to gravity on a mass of 1 kg. 1 kilogram force is a force due to gravity on a mass of 1 kg. So it's presented as 1 kgf is equals to 9.8 Newton. 1 kgf is equals to 9.8 Newton. For a simplification, whenever it is 9.8, we take 10 Newton. Okay? We round it off. Similarly, 1 grammy force, gf, is what? CGS unit of force. Like over here, MK's unit of force was kilogrammy force. Similarly, CGS unit of force is grammy force. Okay, 1 grammy force is a force due to gravity on a mass of 1 kg. 1 GF is equals to 9.8 Newton. Thank you.